Love me tender. Hello, welcome to Get Gardening. I'm Thordis Fredrickson.
And I'm Alan Gray.
And today we've come into Alan's wonderful potting shed. We are surrounded by all the paraphernalia you need at your disposal. Labels and baskets and trugs and all of your trays and pots.
Yeah, I mean, it looks slightly disorganised, which it is, but it's not because I know where everything is. And so today I'd like to show you how to take cuttings of a couple of plants, which are relatively easy, but you do need to have a little bit of knowledge to how to do it. So how do I turn that into that?
Which doesn't look like it's got much promise at all.
It doesn't, but in actual fact, this is one of my favourite silverleaf plants, and it's grown for these mounds of lovely foliage. We've got it growing in the garden as a specimen plant, and I use it a lot in pots, just for silver. If it sends up flower spikes, I pinch them out. It has pink thistle-like flowers on it, mauvey pink thistle-like flowers on it, but I don't want it for that. So if you overwinter these, they will flower immediately. So you have to take all the flowers out, because what you really want is masses of this lovely foliage. And so you've got to be a bit brutal here. Where's my scissors?
You said you knew where everything was.
Okay, caught out. Here we take a side shoot, and we're going to just cut straight across the top, and that's it. You've got the leaf node here, and I shall put it in a cell tray to about that depth and just leave it on bottom heat.
So no misting, just
no misting.
A warm bottom.
It's very crucial with silverleaf plants and also with pelargoniums. And I've got here a lovely old-fashioned pelargonium, which is a variety called Flowers of Spring. It's got lovely variegated foliage and the most hideous scarlet flowers, but they've too much orange in them for me, but it makes a big plant, so therefore it makes a statement. But you see, at this time of the year, here we are on the 2nd of October, we've got lots and lots of leafy growth, and we don't really want too much of this leafy growth on a pelargonium. So what we do is we take the cutting below a leaf node, you can see that there, and we just take most of the leaves off, but most importantly, we take these little flanges off here, which are around the stem, because if they are left on, they're inclined to rot, and so we need to get rid of them.
It's interesting that, because I've heard you say a million times that taking cuttings is a race between rooting and rotting.
Exactly.
Which
that
makes so much sense, and it's a great thing to have in your head when you're doing cuttings, but I'd always thought about that rotting being on the part of the stem that was under the soil, and not about all these leaves and flanges that you needed to get off the stem.
Well, in actual fact, you're absolutely right, because it is both. So that's the cutting that's stripped of all its leaves and its flanges. And you mentioned rotting. Well, pelargoniums can be prone to basal rot. And so what I like to do is I like to prepare the cutting and leave them in a cool place in the shade for at least an hour, so that gets a slight callus over it. Now, you might lose one or two. They might rot from the base upwards. If they do, they do. But, you know, this is a way of helping us to win that race between rooting and rotting.